equally, about 23–24% of Palestinians thought it was unacceptable to stop firing rockets over to Gaza. So there was kind of a quid pro quo there. You know, maybe one side could stop firing the rockets, maybe the other side could put a freeze on settlements. But after that poll was done, I mean, there should have been more proactive public polling of the kind that we did in Northern Ireland, engaging both communities and really bringing them through this whole settlement firing off rocket issue. But what happened was the Israeli press ran with what I call partisan polling, not peace polling. And that is, they were just polling the Israeli community. So we got this headline at the bottom of the page on June 4th, survey Israeli Jews oppose settlement freeze and evacuation of outposts. And then going over the page there were more headlines. Or Dachau Institute, Dachau were working with me, so they came out on my side. And then poll, 56% of Israelis backed settlement construction. So they were rephrasing the questions and framing them, and only running them in Israel and not running them in Palestine. So you're not getting the Palestinian view of these questions, which I think is absolutely poisonous. We would never do that in Northern Ireland. We would always get everybody's point of view on all the questions so that everyone could have an honest look at what everybody's thinking. But this wasn't being done. This is partisan polling. And that ended up on this headline on August 19, Netanyahu's defiance of US resonates at home. Polls show resistance to settlement freeze. So the whole public diplomacy has been totally mismanaged since the beginning of George Mitchell's efforts to get things moving there. And that's not what we did in Northern Ireland. We did it completely differently in Northern Ireland. We engaged with the parties, and we did this very transparent, open, objective research which the parties appreciated. So unless one steps in and does this kind of work, you leave it as an open field to the spoilers to use the media to push things away from an agreement. One's got to be very proactively moving people towards an agreement if one's going to get there at all. And if they start doing this kind of partisan polling over Jerusalem and everything else that has to be dealt with in negotiations over the coming couple of years, I really don't think they'll get to a deal. But we know better. We can do it a different way, and George Mitchell knows better. So I hope that something more positive and useful will be done in the coming months and years. Okay.